All right, over here, the left side of the map, a member of the team We Made Fox, former Warcraft 3 player. He is none other than
Foxlin.
Foxlin. All right, down here, the right side of the map, a member of the team NS Hosa, strong Protoss player, likes the Phoenix Colossus style.
Tassadar.
And there he is, Tassadar himself.
So, right off the bat, we do see a gateway going down for Tassadar, which means he's not going to be going for a Nexus first, which you do see a lot on this map. It's one of those maps that's actually so safe to go Nexus first on. It's
even some games you see both people fast expand and they see them going to do it, each other do it, and then they go take that third really quickly as well. And then it becomes really boring for the next 5-10 minutes while they drone up and get more.
That's actually very true. But I think that if he's not going for that type of build, most likely we'll see a 1-gate expand or some type of very aggressive pressure build. As we can look in Lin's base, you'll see in just a moment that he actually does not take in any gases.
Yep.
He's going to be doing a 1 barracks expand, which makes sense. It's so safe to do that on this map. It's almost impossible to stop someone from doing that. The map's so large. There's a narrow choke point. If you make a few bunkers there's no ramp to defend, but it's relatively easy to go for the 1 barracks expand on this map.
Yeah, they don't want to be too greedy. Well, Lin definitely doesn't want to be greedy here, as it is 1 map away from being dropped out.
Very, very true. And this probe actually may be stopped here. Does stop that probe.
It is the downside of these larger maps. That Marine can get it just slightly too quick for that probe to get in there. But being cross positions with these guys is a massive rush distance.
That's true. Now, the Cybernex core is finished up here. Hasn't yet taken a Nexus, and he does have double gas, so I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to do from here. There's the command center going down at the natural. Most likely going to follow this up with a bunker here pretty soon. Those Marines seem a little indecisive. They're trying to decide one of their biggest life decisions, pacing back and forth.
Okay, what is that? That is another gateway. I can't see.
Chases out the SCV before making a Twilight Council.
Yeah.
So, interesting that he's going to go for fast DTs most likely. I don't think he's going for Blink Stalkers. And that Stalker will catch that SCV, I think. Get a shot of it in a second. Oh! Caught that SCV.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think this would be a very fast DT build. Getting a couple more gateways here as well as a Twilight Council finishes. It could hurt Lin very easily if he doesn't have that engineering bay down soon.
Exactly. Oh, he's going to have 2 orbitals when the DTs hit, so he's going to have extra scans. It's just going to be a situation where, do you have the scans ready or not? And then, did you make the eBay? Things get a little weird. We saw QXC lose to DTs in the Team League at a much different timing than this, a much later timing. But sometimes if you just don't have that eBay, things get really nasty, even if you have 2 orbitals.
Yeah, if they're smart with their DTs as well, they will bounce around, try and make you waste scans first, split up their DTs as well. And it's really difficult for them to get turrets up after that, because you can just focus down the SCVs, or even sometimes focus the turret itself, and it just doesn't build fast enough.
Exactly, and then you're in a lot of trouble. Now, basically, he's gonna have this timing. If he drops this mule in his main, he's basically gonna have this timing where the first DT will get there just before he can drop another scan, and then after that, if he drops that mule before the DTs get there, it's gonna get really scary. He still hasn't made an engineering bay.
There it is.
So, finally getting that eBay up.
Getting a robotics facility as well. That's very interesting. Might be wanting to go for a warp prism to drop these through. But he does have a pylon very forward.
Exactly. Now the shrine has finished. Here come the first 2 DTs. The engineering bay not done yet. So he does not have enough energy to scan, actually.
Doesn't have scan on what? No, he has no scans anywhere. One of these DTs going to work.
And here comes the DT into the main. There's a DT at the nat and the main. It's doing so much damage. It's going to be very difficult to make those missile turrets. And it's going to be a while before he has enough scans to scan twice. And during this time, he's just losing so much.
He It is that DT does have 6-7 kills. You might want to go to work on those Marines at the same time. Oh!
Okay.
Oh, he's back. Does
Tough
take
time
out
to
that one
lag.
DT. There is a turret down the bottom, but he's actually taking out this bunker while he's at it.
Yeah, and during all of this, he has made a Nexus. This is a DT expand build. This isn't an all-in. For those of you guys who aren't familiar with this type of build, he just uses the DTs to pressure a little bit and make a Nexus.
Oh, a little bit too close to the turret there, taking out quite a few Marines. There goes the scan. Cleans up the DTs, but he's now going to know that they're there.
This is very true. 33 probes, the 22 SCVs on a huge map like this. It's impossible to counterattack, and even if he did, the DTs would be there waiting. So this type of build is actually really, really strong if you can do damage with it at all. If you don't do damage, it's still okay, but it's great if you can do as much damage as we saw from Tassadar here.
Yeah, those turrets up at both the main and the natural now going to completely deter any DT harass. But I wouldn't be surprised to see them come back in the later stage of the game.
Exactly. I mean, TDs are great at defending drops. They're great at attacking in the mid and late game, that third base location, the fourth base location that's kind of further away from the army, further away from the home base. Send DTs over there, very difficult to deal with. So most likely see something like that with those DTs. In fact, he's even got a DT position to wait for the army to walk across. Charge, very normal follow-up as you guys see there on the screen. Getting that charge follow-up to this means that you can make mostly zealots. You've already spent a lot of gas, so you want to make just mostly zealots to kind of make up for the gas that are those minerals that have kind of started to bank up. And you get that charge, and you can attack normally from there.
We have quite a few more gateways in production here for Tassadar as well, as we have a look at the speed will finish. I think he might want to attack right as speed finishes, as he is moving out across the middle of the map.
Yeah, he still has that forward piling up. I think you're exactly right. I think he is going to try to hit a 6-gate timing here with charge. Now, there are a few bunkers here waiting for him. He doesn't quite have medevacs out yet.
Chasing that SCV? No, not going to get it.
Actually, I think Dark Templar and SCVs have the same movement speed. Or it's very similar if it's not exactly the same. Well,
Do have a Cloak Banshee now coming in. It's not going to be that as effective as he wants to be, as there's already a robotics facility back in the main here for Tassadar.
it's very true. Now, he's actually making like Cloak Banshees instead of medevacs, and this actually could really hurt him when the 6-gate attack hits. More zealots being warped in. He's going to go now. Cloak is a long ways off. Archon tanking a lot of hits here, actually going to do a ton of damage as well. The zealots running forward. Guardian Shield doing so much to help out here. And this is, might be the end, unfortunately, for Lin. I don't think he has enough to hold this.
No, there's quite a few zealots there. If he can take out that turret, he'll also be able to warp in a couple of DTs as well. That Archon does go down. All the bunkers being warped, just being absolutely melted, and there's so many zealots. They also have speed. There's nothing that we can really do. The sentry's going to work on the turret now. The command center being lifted back into the main. The Banshee is out, but it's going across the map. It's not going to have any chance of doing that. He's going to have to cancel, or it just looks over.
It looks ugly, man. That's for sure. It looks over. I mean, Lin is losing so much here. He may defend this because the zealots are attacking a missile turret and a tech lab. He's trying to stop that cloak.
Is he gonna finish?
Does finish.
Does finish.
But it doesn't really matter because he's got a robotics. He's already getting that.
He's already got the observer.
Yeah, so not looking good for Lin. And look at these SCVs fall like flies. 46 probes to 6 SCVs, and the observer is out. GG.
So Tassadar coming out strong.
That's how it is. If you're not prepared for DTs, you lose too many units as well as SCVs. Your opponent gets an expansion up, and he hits this timing where you're still trying to recover, and he just has too many units. Zealots with charge plus the armor upgrade. Too hard to hold.
So unfortunate for Lin, he will drop out of Code Egg altogether. We'll have to go through the qualifiers yet again. But one of them had to do it.
Well, his teammate Soccer did qualify as well. I believe he's playing tomorrow, so I'm sure he's going to go back home and try to support him. We made Fox a really, really solid team in Brood War, Warcraft 3, and in Starcraft 2 they haven't shown as many results, but Moon has been doing quite nicely. And I think that most likely we'll see Lin come back. You'll see him again, probably requalify, and even if he doesn't, he's on the team F United for the Team League. He'll be around.
He is indeed. So, just going back through those games in my mind here a minute, those DTs did actually a lot more damage than it looks like they did. They did get quite a few kills, but it was very early in the game, and it was a nice follow-up by Tassadar, I think. If he'd waited a little bit longer, he would have given Lynn the chance to come back into the game. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, the medevacs, if you wait a little bit longer, usually there's medevacs out, and then it becomes a little bit easier to hold that. But even so, the timing was really nice. And those were only 2 DTs that got all those kills. Normally, to get that much damage, you have to make 3 or 4, and you use a lot of scans, but then you're like, whoa, I committed a lot to this, and that's pretty even. But in this case, he actually just did so much damage, and he said, I don't need to make a 3rd or a 4th DT. I've just got these 2, and that's all I need.
That's all you need. So we are going to be going into our next set soon. I believe we're going to have another 5-minute break.
Yeah, most likely we will have another 5-minute break. So we're going to have that right now, actually. So we'll see you guys in 5 minutes.